speaking of reviews, we're gonna review one book, but probably end up talking about two books ultimately, just because we're catching up. So our friends at Image and Skybound, and I don't know if there's a specific GI Joe office.
In America,
That's right. They sent us for next week GI Joe, A Real American Hero, Silent Missions, Spirit one shot. That's a lot to say all at once, but this is a comic written and drawn by Leonardo Romero with art by with colors by Chris Peter. And let me go through some of these covers real quick. So Spirit is a character I wasn't very familiar with.
Oh, I love Spirit. I had the action figure.
Oh, this is a really cool cover.
Little eagle he can put on his arm.
This is a Jorge Fornes cover. Is he the peacemaker of the GI Joe universe?
Yeah, also Eagly.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, color yourself if you want.
I like that one.
Oh, this is cool. I like.
That is nice.
Putting the. God, they do such cool stuff. I bet this is a die cut cover, and then behind it.
Oh, that'd be dope.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Let's see. I can't read if it says die cut. It just says, oh, foil. Maybe it's just a foil. Ooh, maybe they're one of the two shines. I think the black, the red, white, and blue probably are foil. If I had to design this thing myself. So there you go. So this is interesting, and I don't know. You guys have read this, so I read this without knowing anything about what Silent Missions, the one shots, were all about. But apparently, there was an issue of GI Joe that was a silent issue back in the day.
It's classic.
I have it. I'm gonna skip off screen.
I have it in a box.
Yeah, I'll grab it. Okay.
I read it originally when it first came out.
Yeah,
like I was subscribed to GI Joe at the time, and that came in and it blew my mind.
Nice, which is crazy because the concept of taking letters away or like words away from a comic feels like it wouldn't work, but obviously they're getting very interesting people. And Leonardo Romero, I mentioned this in the chat to you guys, but Leonardo Romero is not only is he a comic artist, I think we talked about that couple weeks ago, maybe when you brought up. I've seen that cover recently, and I know you had it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the original. Well, this is the reprint of the GI Joe 21 from Marvel Comics back in 85, 86.
It sounds like 86.
Oh, I bet they reprinted this right before.
Yeah. So this is and in the back, Larry Hama writes and draws it. In the back, he talks about how it was just a time crunch issue, and they had to get a turnaround on this issue really quickly. And so he's just like, you know what? I'm going to write it and do it myself, all in one. And so that's why there's no words to it, and it's just a story about Scarlet getting caught by Cobra, and then Snake Eyes goes in to rescue her, but Scarlet gets out on her own, really.
And, right.
Like in the Suicide Squad, that Harley escapes on her own.
Yeah, exactly. I think what most people remember about this is that as Scarlet is escaping, so is Snake Eyes, and Storm Shadow throws a sword. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see where I'm at.
Yeah, okay. That's right.
So he throws the sword, and then she flies down to try to block the sword, and then Snake Eyes catches the sword from behind Scarlet, and then flips it over his head, and then they fly off together.
And that's when you knew they were gonna kiss.
And that's when you knew they were gonna kiss. Yeah, but then because it was a silent issue, it stuck in everybody's heads, and now it's this kind of mythical issue. That the real thing costs like $400 on eBay or something.
Like that. God, why didn't I keep it? It feels so stupid.
So in this issue, Spirit and Freedom, which I assume is the bird or the eagle.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to tell because no one had because there are no words. If you
there are no words.
I think in the issue, like one of the doctors has like a name tag. They do some interesting stuff to like give you a little bit of context, like with like boards and stuff. We'll talk about that in a second. But they investigate mysterious disappearances in a nearby forest, only to discover a grotesque Cobra experiment. So, Josh, I'll start with you. What did you think of this book?
So I only read the Jinx one. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
It's all right.
We'll talk about that in a second then. So, Jeff, what did you think of the?
What did
I liked
you?
it. It's Romero's artwork is very clean, and it's very easy to understand what's going on in
Yeah.
the story. There's been a Beachhead one as well that came out last week, I think it was, or 2 weeks ago maybe. Um, and Phil Hester does the artwork in this one. I'm gonna be honest, I love Phil Hester's
I
artwork, but it
love
was a
Phil
little bit
Hester.
hard to follow. And so this one was way easier to kind of understand what was going on, especially since there's no word or dialogue to kind of like where there's usually there to help you out. uh, Cobra has a lot of answering to do for all the trees they killed. They do a lot of logging in this issue. I
That's
really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the. I felt it's like in the spirit of the first GI Joe 21, and then it's just a quick little in and out kind of mission, sort of like something just like a quick little story. And the good guy saves the day. It's a very entertaining uh, uh, little story.
He said spirit. Um, I
Spirit.
agree with you very much. I love, and I was trying to pull up. I do have some. Hold on, let me see if I can share this. Yeah, because I do have a little bit of previews that I found online. Like just this is some of the first few pages, and I love how many panels we're getting through this, so you can understand like,
hmm
well, something is out there hurting the creatures of the forest, right? Uh, there's something going on, and obviously spirit is there, and just Romero's art is so cool. Like it's like you said, Jeff, is very clean. It's not too stylized, which I feel like works very well for a GI Joe book. Like I think, or at least for a character like this, which is feels more serious. I guess I don't know if that's the right word, but yeah, I love all the little panels to kind of show you like here's what's going on instead of a bunch of words saying like here's what we're gonna do. Right? You can tell like he's
Yeah.
looking for something. He sends Freedom out to do a look around, right? Like just even so many little details that you have to include when you're doing a silent book. And then once you kind of start going through this, you're like, oh, he's looking for something. Something's going on, right? So it's
hmm
very clear what's happening, it's a task within itself. So I really appreciate that.
That
Um,
9 page panel was awesome, by the way. That
Yeah.
yeah,
beginning
the
panel.
grid. Yeah, here, let me put it back up. Um, it's just so cool. Like I would love. I saw somebody take a page from Mr. Miracle and like print them out and like each one in like I guess like a 8 by 11 size and then
Oh,
recreate the page on the
nice.
wall.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's cool.
cool.
You could do that to this and it would look so cool. Like just
Yeah.
as a piece of art on its own. Um so uh yeah, I really like this book. I did go back and read the Jinx one. I haven't read the other one. So there's supposed to be five according to the letter in the back, I think. Uh by the editor.
I believe that is
They're supposed to be
correct.
all through April, but then like you said, this one came out recently. So let's pivot over to the one that Josh actually read. Even though I thought yeah, I guess I put both of them on there, but you should go back
Yeah,
and
I
check
think
out
I
the.
only clicked on the Jinx one.
They are very quick to get through. If you not
They are.
you don't want to pay too much attention, they're very quick to
I
get through.
know.
Uh, so this one is for Jinx, another character that I'm also not very familiar with, other than I can tell Ninja, like right. I think you're either
Yeah,
Ninja or
she's got
Sorcerer.
bad luck. She's a ninja with bad luck.
Ah, here's some of the variant covers for that real quick. Oh, these are
Er,
connecting
shh.
covers. So this all oh
Oh,
damn,
that's cool.
they're gonna make me go
Oh, I
back to
didn't
the
realize
shop
it.
and buy a bunch of covers. Jorge Fornes also did one. Is this
That's a
also
nice one.
connecting? I don't think so. And then they're doing the same treatment for all of these. Oh, these are also
Oh,
connected.
they
The
are.
foil
Oh,
ones.
so you get the GIJ.
Ah,
The whole thing will be GI Joe. That's
dang.
cool. That's really
Oh,
cool.
I hate
Because
them.
Spirit was the J, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. All right.
I hate them. So Beachcomber must have been the G.
They snookered me again.
Uh, in this one, you get to see. Let's see. This is by Dan Waters and Danny on art. Different Danny and Brad Simpson on colors. In this one, we see Jinx in the most dangerous mission of her life. She has 20 seconds and 20 pages of real time action to escape a Cobra base on a snowy mountain of death. So, Josh, since you did read this one, what did you think of Jinx?
I really enjoyed it. My two main takeaways are one, I both love and hate the structure. Yeah.
That cool
I,
was.
I love and hate the structure. I love the idea that every page is a second.
Mm-hmm.
I question that this amount of narrative could happen in 20 seconds. Like, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm overthinking it, but the entire time I'm like, there's no way that would happen in 1 second. Like, there's no way. Like, so that took me out of it a little bit, but I do want to give huge props to Danny for being a way better Frank Miller than Frank Miller currently is. Because it is a fantastic Sin City style Frank Miller era art. And the whole time I'm just like, God, if only Frank Miller could still draw like this. So
I agree with Josh. I was like, there's no way this takes place in 20 seconds. But
great. Thank you. It's not just me.
yeah. I was just kind of mentally, I just adjusted for time. I was like, it would have been cool if they just kind of like, and then it was like another 15 seconds and ticked by or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It would have, I think, honestly, that would have been even more tension filled than the unrealistic 20 seconds that.
I think you guys are thinking that these are like some of these events are probably happening at the same time. So like, yeah, at 17 seconds these guys showed up, but maybe that's also like maybe the sequence is ending here, right? So like she starts throwing the thing here, and then they finish it.
But I'll tell
But
you,
then there are times when she's just like running across the roof, like
there's that.
That's true.
There's also there's a moment where she gets knocked down. And I was like, there's no way you get knocked down and back
get up again
in 1 second. Like it just there's a you of that too. Damn you. But anyway. But I mean it was good. It was enjoyable.
I didn't.
Oh, sorry. Good.
No, I was just gonna agree with you. I was just like it didn't. It only took me out of it in the moments when I thought about it. If I'm not thinking about it, then it's great. Obviously.
Fantastic. I don't even think about stuff like that. I turned my brain off. I was like, 20 seconds, let's do it. Also, I will confess, when we first started, I was like, oh, she's got 1 minute and 20 seconds. Because I was looking at the dots. And I was like, wait a minute. That's not a 1. Anyway.
This is where you hear the Fred Durst play in your head.
Yeah.
That's right. But I really enjoyed this as well. A really, really good time. And I got to go back through our preview folder to get that Beachcomber one. So I can check that out as well. So I'll share that with you guys as well. This might be like the one G.I. Joe thing we're all reading together. And I use reading very loosely.
We're all looking at it.
Great stuff. Great stuff. I love, big fans of Dan Waters. As you already know from the show. From that Batman, what's it called, Jeff?
Batman Dark Patterns.
Dark Patterns, right. And Creature of the Black Lagoon. I really enjoyed that.
I love that too. That was really good.
Too.
I forgot that was Dan Waters.
All right.